the holy grails of data for markets is definitely sales. I mean, you talk to any partner of a market, they say, and you ask them what they would like to know from markets. They would say usually two things. We'd like to know how many people attend, and we'd like to know the sales of the vendors. Well, that's obvious, isn't it? That markets would have to make the case for what they do. The most important piece of what they're doing is they're bringing people together, and then they're having an economic impact through those farmers and other producers selling directly. Well, that's clear. But it is, in many markets, new to the market organization to ask for sales. And so when people hear that, many markets start to panic a little bit when they think about having to ask vendors for sales. But there are a couple things we'd like to make clear and reassure you with. One is that you're going to have some pushback. We get that. That's part of the process. It's, as Mary just said, it's a culture of data collection. It's going to change over time. And it's going to change because vendors see you use that data to benefit the market, to do internal analysis, to make the case for the market externally. And so it may be at first vendor production data is more robust, and you have to work up to sales data. And there's lots of ways and lots of strategies to do that. And some of the markets in Virginia have already doing that successfully. So there are some wonderful peers to talk to and ask that question, which is really great. So that's why you want to realize that, yeah, it's going to be a process, sales, but you're going to get there, because certainly there's no question, in order to do what we want to do with markets, we're going to have to make sure that we can make sure that vendors' sales are part of the way that we communicate. However, we also have to make sure that we safeguard that information. We can't be releasing data in market from market vendors that really isolates what they're doing and helps to, maybe hampers competition or does something else. So we have to make sure, you as a market and we as the Metrics company want to make sure that happens. So we are preparing to do that in Metrics. There are agreements for you would make with your markets. There is privacy, issues we talk about. And I think you can anonymize, make your vendor sales anonymous if that's what you need at first. But I think the main thing is that using methods like the daily handout or the daily sales slip has to be part of your process, and you have to do that with some sense of urgency and some sense of that you expect it to be done. Handing out slips just to say people to people, I know you're not going to fill this out, probably not a good way to do it. So just be confident about it and make sure that you recognize that it's going to be a process, just like any other very big change in an organization. So just be patient and communicate a lot, and do your best to make sure that vendors see how you're going to use that data. Next slide.